Is it, is it done? Chen Yuan honestly took down the pile of documents and replied with a smile, yes, it's done. Suddenly, a lively voice sounded from outside. Teacher, we're here to help you. The group went in and caught sight of the scene and thought, hey, why is Teacher Li Xiao's face so red? Chen Yuan went over to urge the kids. Come over here and move things. You guys move this filing cabinet to the next room. The group quickly rolled up their sleeves, each doing their part. Li Xiao walked to a corner, gently brushing her smooth hair. In her heart, she thought, it's a good thing these two students came a few seconds late, or they would have seen it. That would have been really embarrassing. Chen Yuan is getting bolder and bolder. It's fine at home, but he dares to mess around in the office too. Li Xiao put her hand on her chest, blushing as she thought, but what the heck? I felt a little stimulated just now. No way, no way. Chen Yuan is my student. Absolutely not. On the other side, Chen Yuan looked at the teacher and said in surprise, why did the teacher's favorability increase to 71? Could it be that the slight touch just now increased the favorability? He smiled and rubbed his chin, recalling, it's not that I'm too long, it's that the teacher's butt is too big. If it were a thinner girl, it wouldn't be possible, but I didn't expect the teacher's favorability to increase. Maybe I can go to her place more often to cultivate our relationship. Cut to Saturday, 800 meters from the south gate of the school, in a dreamy pink cafe. Several beautiful girls inside excitedly asked, Zanpeng, I heard that you paid $280,000 for that car all at once? You're driving a BBA before you even graduated. You've surpassed 9,999 of your classmates. Li Zhanpeng, acting all high and mighty, thought, screw it, Feng Minhui is pretending to be pure and rejecting me. With my conditions, I don't lack women kneeling down to lick my balls. He burst out laughing and said, ha ha, some people even look down on BBA. The long-haired girl heard that and said, no way, you're still complaining? Look at how well off your family is. A girl next to her chimed in, right, some people don't know the situation. Even if they work for 3 to 5 years, they probably still can't afford this car. Li Zhanpeng was feeling himself. Then he looked outside and froze. His face flushed red, and he even spat out his tea. In his heart, he blurted, holy crap, that girl is gorgeous. That girl was none other than Chen Na, and she was leisurely sitting outside. Li Zhanpeng kept looking at her from inside and commenting, those legs are amazing now. I'd give up 10 years of my life for them. I wonder what kind of person could get a perfect girl like that. Suddenly, a girl looked down at a car below and couldn't help but exclaim, look, that driverless car is so high, penned. What kind of car is that? Li Zhanpeng looked down. He replied calmly, it's a top, Mayline M9. Suddenly, Chen Yuan appeared next to the car, startling everyone. The long-haired girl looked down and asked, hey, isn't that Chen Yuan? Li Zhanpeng blankly thought to himself, that's weird. Why is he driving this car? Didn't his family go bankrupt? Chen Na saw him from afar and waved, calling out, Chen Yuan, over here, over here. The loud call made Li Zhanpeng turn his head quickly, hoping to get a glimpse. He stood up in surprise and thought to himself, this beautiful girl is waiting for Chen Yuan. Chen Na smiled gently and asked, the boss just sent me a message. She'll be here soon. How is the car to drive? Chen Yuan sat down, took a sip of his drink, and said, not bad. The long-haired girl leaned over to Li Zhanpeng and whispered. Li Zhanpeng whispered. Li Zhanpeng, look. It seems like Chen Yuan and her have something going on. Li Zhanpeng gritted his teeth in jealousy, thinking, that damn Chen Yuan, he just broke up with that senior, and now he's already hooking up with a hot girl from outside the school. At this moment, a slender hand touched their table. A beautiful girl with green hair walked over and said, hello, Miss Chen. I was picking up my child, so I'm a bit late. This was the cafe owner, Lin Yucheng. Chen Yuan stood up and politely shook Lin Yucheng's hand. She also smiled politely and praised, Mr. Chen looks very young. Chen Yuan replied, actually, we're all about the same age, all in our early 20s. Miss Lin, let's sit down and talk. Lin Yucheng calmly sat down and got straight to the point. I'll keep it brief. My cafe is doing okay, and it's pretty good for catering to the students from the school. But mainly, my family has too much going on right now. Too many things to handle. There's no other way, so I can only transfer the shop. The transfer fee is $300,000. Chen Yuan smiled as he listened, calculating in his mind. Although I have 300,000 for investment, after deducting the transfer fee, I still need to keep 50,000 as initial funding, and Chen Na's first month's salary. More. Chen Yuan smiled and said, "How about this? I won't haggle with you anymore. Let's settle at 250,000. Lin Yucheng pondered. The price he offered was indeed a bit lower than her expected 270,000. But if she didn't transfer at this time, there might not be someone so decisive again. All right. She thought for a moment and asked, "If it's this price, can we sign the contract and pay the transfer fee today?" Chen Yuan smiled and said, "Yes, we can. After signing the contract, I'll transfer 250,000 to you." After receiving a definite confirmation, Lin Yucheng called the staff member next to her, Xiao Chua. "From now on, this Mr. Chen is your new boss. Later, take him around to get familiar with the situation in the shop." Xiao Chua quickly walked up to him and bowed politely. "Boss, hello." Chen Yuan pointed to Chen Na and said to the employee, "Just take Miss Chen Na around to get acquainted. I don't come to the shop often, so she's in charge of everything in the shop." The blonde girl at Li Jianpeng's table overheard the whole conversation and said to her friend, "Did you hear that? This is so unbelievable." In just a few minutes, a 250,000 deal was directly settled. Her friend added, "Moreover, it's obvious that Chen Yuan is buying this shop for the girl next to him." Li Jianpeng felt jealous when he heard this, but there was nothing he could do. Suddenly, Lin Yucheng's phone rang. She said apologetically as she took her phone and walked away. "Mr. Chen, Miss Chen, I'm sorry, I'll take this call outside." Chen Na leaned over to Chen Yuan and whispered, "It seems like this Ms. Lin is Zheng Xiang's wife. Zheng Xianyong is the guy who fought with She Haiji at the Guojin shopping center, the boss of the 4S store." Chen Yuan was surprised to learn this and asked, "What a coincidence," he thought to himself. With such a beautiful wife at home, and he still wants to use his power to cheat, using the unspoken rules on female employees? How despicable. Chen Yuan is the first to disagree, Chen Na said quietly. "I still have Zheng Xianyong's conversations harassing and threatening me. I want to use my salary to expose him, to let people in the car industry see his true colors." Should Chen Yuan tell Miss Lin, Miss Lin is also a very good person. I'm afraid it will hurt her, Chen Yuan said nonchalantly. "I don't think it's appropriate," Chen Na asked in surprise. "Why?" Chen Yuan analyzed cleverly. "Once the chat history is posted, Zheng Xianyong will know who did it. A middle-aged man in his 40s, after losing his job, still has a wife and children to support. I'm afraid he will do something detrimental to you. How about this? Leave this matter to me. I promise to bring him down, and it won't affect you." Chen Na felt relieved when she heard this and said, "Chen Yuan, thank you." Chen Yuan took out his phone and said, "I've already transferred 250,000 to Ms. Lin, and I've also transferred 50,000 to you, including 24,000 as your first 2 months' salary, and the rest is capital to run the shop." At the same time, the system rang with a notification. Detected that the host has used up all 1 million dedicated investment funds, completed the investment task, investment level upgraded from novice to primary investor, activating a serial task, a perfect life should have more assets, the host will obtain 10 million dedicated investment funds to continue expanding investment. Mission 1. The income from investments will all be tripled as a Mission 2 reward. After completing the investment, you will acquire a mysterious property. Chen Yuan, staring at each line of the notification, thought in surprise. Didn't expect the system to give me another surprise. Investment principal is directly 10 times. I can use 10 million to invest. And there is also a mysterious property. I'm already getting curious. Lin Yusheng, after finishing her phone call, walked in and happily said, "Brother Chen, I've received the money. Happy cooperation. I'll go first. Hope to see you again." Chen Yuan shook her hand, his face turning red as he secretly commented, "This Lin's hand is so soft, boneless even, and doesn't lose any of the charm. This is the allure of another man's wife, huh?" Suddenly, an inappropriate thought flashed across his mind. Chen Yuan smiled gently and affirmed, "Sure, we'll meet again."